Havana, ooh, na, na. Half of my heart is in Havana, ooh, na, na.
Hi guys, it's Kelsey and Kendra, and today we're going to be doing a Sephora beginner's guide for you guys. We know we have a lot of beginners in makeup who watch our videos, and we know that the first time you go in Sephora or you go on Sephora, it gets a little bit overwhelming because there's so many different brands and you kind of don't know where to start. So today we're going to be sharing with you how to spend $100 at Sephora, which may sound like a lot, but when it comes to high-end makeup, that doesn't really get you that much.
No.
So we're going to tell you what's worth getting when you're a beginner, because some things you can just stick with drugstore for right now, but we're going to be telling you today what we would recommend when you first go into Sephora with $100.
Okay, we're just gonna hop right into it. First product, the Anastasia Brow Wiz. Great product for your brows, perfect for beginners, and it's a pencil so you have more control. It's way better than using the Dip Brow, which is her pomade. That's a little bit more advanced. So the Brow Wiz is a really good product for beginners, and there's so many different colors. Like, they have a shade for every brow color.
Yeah, I like how easy it is to use because it's super small and it's not like too much for your brows. Because I find that sometimes, like, if you use something a little bit bigger, you're kind of like overwhelmed, like, I don't know what to do with this. But the Brow Wiz gives you room to make mistakes and to have more control. So the next product that we recommend is the Smashbox Photo Finish Primer, and this is actually the very first high-end primer that Kendra and I ever used. And the first time we used it, I think, was maybe like 4 or 5 years ago.
Probably like 5 or 6 years ago.
Cool. So
It's been a minute.
So that primer has been around for a very long time, and with good reason, because it's really good for all skin types, and it's really good at blurring out any pores that you may have here so that you can have a nice flawless finish before you put your foundation on.
So it is a silicone based primer, so it's really good for any kind of imperfections that you want to smooth out, fine lines, and it just gives you a nice flawless base before you go in with the foundation.
So definitely go for a higher end primer if you still like to use your drugstore foundations. We do it all the time. I prefer a higher end primer because your drugstore foundation can look just as good if you were to use a high end foundation. So that's why we recommend it to go for a really good high end primer, and the Smashbox one is really good, and the mini size is only $16 and it lasts a really long time.
That's the one we're referring to keep our, you know, $100 budget.
Even though you're gonna realize by the end of this video, I went over just a tad, but you guys will see.
But it's in the range of $100.
Yes.
We're not mentioning foundation in this video for the fact that all high-end foundations are pricey. There's no way around any of them.
Yeah, it's really not.
They're all expensive.
And you can find just as good alternatives at the drugstore. So for drugstore foundations, you guys might want to head over to the video that we filmed last week together, and we mentioned a few of our favorite drugstore foundations.
Okay, so next is eyeshadow primer. The Urban Decay Primer Potion in Eden is bomb. Like, there are so many different eyeshadow primers out there, but this one is the best in my opinion, especially if you have oily lids. That's kind of the whole point of an eyeshadow primer. You want to keep your shadows on and they don't slide all over the place. It's kind of hard to find a good eyeshadow primer in the drugstore in my opinion. I haven't found one that just knocks my socks off.
Yeah.
I haven't found one.
Yeah.
Urban Decay Primer Potion in Eden is really good. I love their new packaging that they have.
Yeah, I prefer Eden over the original formula because the original formula, I feel like it makes
shimmer in it.
Honestly, I feel like it has a little oil in it too. I feel like it makes my eyelids a little more oily, which defeats the purpose to me of an eyeshadow primer. So Eden to me is the one you want to go for. So our next product is the Laura Mercier Translucent Powder Travel Size. That one will last you for a really long time. I'm telling you, the travel size things really do last a long time because a little bit goes a long way. And I still have the small one. I keep it with me in my travel makeup bag, but honestly, if I use that like at my vanity, I still feel like it will last me a long time. And the Laura Mercier Translucent Powder has been like the best that I've tried because a lot of them tend to give me like a white cast, flashback, which is really annoying. So that one to me is the best out there that I've found because there's so many different powders out there, like the banana powder. A lot of people like that. Not really my zhuzh. I just prefer the translucent powder because it blends seamlessly into my natural skin tone.
And it's really good to control your oil, so you can use this in place of a colored powder. So if you have a really full coverage foundation, you don't need a full coverage powder. So you can just use this as your regular everyday powder. liner, and it does a really good job in making you look flawless like porcelain, but it doesn't make you look cakey.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's really good for all skin types. If you have super dry skin, just moisturize extra if you're gonna use it.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's a really good product. It's very universal. So many people like it, and if you heard a lot of things about it, it's for a reason, because it's that good. Okay, so the last thing is the Smashbox Cover Shot eyeshadow palette in Ablaze.
Yes, that's my favorite one. They have a few different other ones in that collection. They're really cute and mini, and I feel like you can take them like to travel, or you can just use it at home. But Ablaze is my favorite one because it has like warm shades,
Neutrals,
and it has a really good price point for a really good quality shadow. Because Anastasia, I'm not gonna lie, is like probably my #1 for eyeshadows.
the Renaissance palette.
The Renaissance palette is my all-time favorite palette, but that palette is over $40, and we're trying to stay under budget. And I didn't even realize her palettes were that high, but they are.
They're so good though.
But they're really good. But Smashbox shadows are really, really good quality. I'm actually wearing the Ablaze palette today, and I just really like the quality of the shadows. They're super, super soft and really easy to blend out. And I also use like the gold color in it as a highlight on my cheek, so it's like a 2-in-1. You can use it as a highlighter as well. So
it
it's
has
pretty
the
bomb.
perfect amount of shades in it.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have too many shimmers, and it has enough mattes. It's that palette that you just use for every day. You can build it up to like a nighttime look. You can do it every day, like simple look with it as well. It's a really good palette, and it has those nice reddish warm tones that people are looking for. And we wanted to mention eyeshadow because it's really hard to find good shadows at the drugstore. In our opinion, I have not found a drugstore eyeshadow palette that I'm obsessed with that complements our skin tone,
or that works as good as any of my high-end palettes.
yes, that lasts, because a lot of the drugstore shadows don't really last all day, and this is a really good one that's good quality. It's gonna last all day, but it's not gonna break the bank.
Yeah, definitely. And that's pretty much it. The total of that was $111.
Yeah.
I told y'all I went over just a little bit, but it's still in the $100 range, and it's still a really good amount of products to start out with if you're a beginner and you really don't know where to start at Sephora. And whatever we did mention in this video, we feel like they have really good drugstore alternatives to that, like foundation, mascara, concealer, and eyeliner. I feel like I use a lot of my drugstore products just as much as my high-end. Like my Maybelline Fit Me Concealer, I use that a ton. And my L'Oreal Infallible Matte Foundation. So yeah, you can stick with drugstore to a lot of things.
Okay, so we hope you found this video helpful. You guys let us know if you like these kinds of videos that are kind of like guides and product related, so we can give you guys kind of a more condensed down option of what to get when you go to stores like Sephora that are a little bit more on the pricier side, and you want to be smart about what you're spending your money on. So hopefully this helps you spend wisely at Sephora. And yeah, we hope you guys enjoyed this video, and we'll see you guys in the next one.
He took me back to his Atlanta, na na na. All of my heart is in Havana. There's something about his manners, Havana, una.